early with strong winds coming our way. New Zealand's economy is in pretty good shape, as it has been now for a while. Kiwi and Aussie's households and government have racked up similar levels of frightening debts. Growth and inflation in New Zealand aren't too far apart, and they can even share the same big four banks. On today's news, our special respected economist / businesswoman, Cara Jones from New Zealand Initiative, and myself will be discussing our views on the 6 main points in the economy. These points include real gross domestic product, also known as GDP, inflation, unemployment, exchange rates, interest rates, tax rates, both indirect and direct. Special guest Cara Jones.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, what are your opinions on New Zealand's real GDP over the 10-year period in the economy, and has it changed over time?
Well, I believe it has. Since 2006, it's had a sudden increase. So, New Zealand has a GDP of 185,017 million US dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And as a matter of fact, it's the 51st largest economy in the world. And the real GDP for New Zealand in 2006 was below 120.
Wow,
it was really low. And then by 2016, the GDP was 185.02 US billion. So it's had a sudden increase and it's just continued to grow.
Wow.
As you can see, during the middle stages, it has rapidly increased, but at the end it stayed as an average in 2016.
There are lots of impacts of the change in business for GDP. For example, when GDP is high, firms can hire more workers and can afford to pay higher salaries and wages, which will then lead to more spending by consumers on goods and services.
And also, the economy will thrive and grow, and therefore the basic standard of living will go up as well, and afford more luxury items such as overseas holidays, cars, etc. And lastly, more exports, which means for a business they are able to purchase more bought-in materials, and for farmers they are able to purchase stock, which means they are able to get a bank loan more easily. So basically, inflation is an increase in the average price level of goods and services. So it results in a fall in the value of money in the business.
Inflation has arrived around 4% in 2006. In 2006 to 2016, in which it was 0.3%. So as you can see, it has dramatically decreased.
Yeah. And lastly, for inflation, the impacts of changes on a business is when the prices are rising. So the prices of some goods and services are faster than others, however, they will remain unchanged.
And how can you prepare your business for inflation? Well, the business can acquire hard assets which will retain their values as the purchasing power of the dollar declines. For unemployment in New Zealand, the labour market has strengthened, meaning the number of workers increased by 1.2% to reach 2.5 million people, and the working age population grew by 0.7 to 3.7 million.
And the unemployment in 2005 was 3.8%. However, it increased by 2% in 2015 by 5.8%.
The wage growth remained steady at the 0.4% increase.
And the unemployment rate only exists when the members of a working population are willing and able to work but are unable to find a job. Unemployment affects businesses because an economy with high unemployment can leave businesses looking to borrow more money from the government so that they can cover their own expenses/funds.
Ways to prevent unemployment in the economy in New Zealand is for the workers to constantly improve on their skills.
Next, we have exchange rates. So it's basically the price of one currency in terms of another. So in 2006, as shown in the graph, it's an average of 0.647, and in 2016 it's an average of 0.697, which has a difference between 0.0473. So, and overall the increase is 7.28%. So it's had a rapid increase in exchange rate.
The effects that the exchange rate has on New Zealand businesses are the cost of import. The cost of a business that has to import goods, materials, is affected by exchange rates. Tax rates in New Zealand's economy are both indirect and direct. The difference is indirect is tax collected by the intermediary from the person who bears the ultimate economic burden of the tax.
And direct is the percentage at which an individual or a corporation is taxed. So the tax rate is the tax imposed by the federal government. New Zealand home loans, also known as NZHL, are currently saving in their interest costs. In 2002, it was 5%, and in 2012, it was 0.25%. So there was a decrease in 4.975, as you can see in the graph.
The effects New Zealand businesses have by interest rates are customers with debt have less income to spend because they are paying more interest to lenders. How to prevent businesses being affected by interest rates is run your business cash positive, keep money on deposit, and don't borrow money. Another way is look at the interest rate offered by your bank or deposits and negotiate a better interest rate. Thank you for tuning in to today's Midday News with the special guest, Cara Jones.
Thank you!
Just stop for a quick bite to eat.